French manufacturer Marcel Biche discovered Biro's pen and saw a huge opportunity. He bought the patents for $2 million and began designing a new and improved version that could be mass-produced for a much cheaper price. With the help of state-of-the-art Swiss watchmaking machines, he developed a method for mass-producing tiny stainless steel balls to within a fraction of a millimeter. Instead of using metal for the rest of the pen, he bought machines that could mold plastic, something that had only been around for a few years at this point. This was the end result. Although it may just look like a pen, it's hard to overstate just how perfect this design turned out to be. There were no moving parts, springs, or complex materials, yet every element had multiple purposes. Let's take a closer look. The pen had a hexagonal barrel, like a pencil, which stopped it from rolling off tables and made it easier to grip. It was made from polystyrene, which was strong, cheap, and transparent, allowing the ink level to be seen at all times. There was a tiny hole on the barrel, which allowed air to enter and replace ink as it left the pen. The ink inside the cartridge was a special recipe that maximized the capillary effect while still producing a good quality line. The ink flowed into the tip of the pen, which contained the stainless steel ball. The ball was machined so accurately and could move just enough to spin and deposit ink onto the page. When the pen wasn't being used, the ball would create a seal, stopping ink from leaking out of the bottom. If the pen was turned upside down, the capillary action and the surface tension of the ink would stop it from falling out the back of the pen. The lid, which also doubled as a clip, was made from polypropylene, which absorbed impacts and stopped the pen from cracking. The pen was so perfectly simple and solved every problem that plagued previous pens. Most of all, it was cheap, hitting the market in 1950 at just $2. It was an instant success, selling around 10,000 units daily in France during its first year. Marcel realized how English-speaking countries were pronouncing his name, so he dropped the H, and the Bic name was born. Marcel understood the importance of economies of scale, and he quickly expanded to other continents, setting up factories all over the world. By 1953, he was already selling 40 million pens per year, and the Bic Crystal took over the world. Now anyone in the world who wanted to write or draw could do so, and it was easy. The world had secretly been begging for this product, and it came at the perfect time. Over the next 50 years, 100 billion of these pens were sold, and literacy rates went from 35 to almost 90%. It's almost impossible to imagine life without this pen, and the fact that its design has remained almost exactly the same since day one shows just how perfect it was.